This is Javier Arau with New York Jazz Academy, and we're going to be looking at two different bebop scales. To get an understanding of bebop scales, first of all, we've got to review the major scale. So check this out. Here we've got the B-flat major scale, and I just want you to notice that if you play one measure of the major scale, every downbeat you hit a chord tone of a B-flat major 7 chord. So here we've got B-flat, then D, then F, and then A. But look what happens if you continue this scale into a second measure of music. Now this can be a real mess if your chord stays on a B-flat major, because all of a sudden in measure 2, we're landing on scale degree 2, 4, 6, and 8. And it's especially a mess right here around 2 and 4. Because really, if you think about what this implies, that's really implying a different tonality. Here, it really sounds much more like we're outlining a C minor 7. So this is where the bebop scale comes in handy. So first of all, we've got the major bebop scale. So this is the form of the B-flat major bebop scale. It's exactly the same as the B-flat major scale with one difference right here, this guy. We call this the sharp 5 or the flat 6. Either way, it's the note right between the 5th and 6th notes of the B-flat major scale. And look what happens to your downbeats. If you're playing a B-flat major tonality, you start here on 1, you play on 1, and then on beat 2 you land on the 3rd scale degree, then on the 5th, then on the 6th, and that means on the next measure you land on the 1 again. And if you were to continue this up another octave, you would hit, again, the 1, the 3, the 5. Now what about the 6 instead of the 7? What's interesting about major is that the 6 and the 7 are interchangeable in terms of sound. If you listen to a B-flat 6 chord, and then listen to a B-flat major 7 chord, they have a quality that really, really meshes together. And either one is fine to use when you're using the major bebop scale and the major scale. But of course, with the bebop scale, you can then continue and arrive in a new measure on a chord tone. Now we've got to look at a different bebop scale called the dominant bebop scale. So this one, the dominant bebop scale is going to be based on the 5 chord. So because we're in the key of B-flat major, we're going to be looking at the F chord. Let's start off by first looking at a basic scale on F. This is the F mixolydian scale. It's the same as the B-flat scale, starting on F. And again here, if we're playing one measure, we're going 1, 3, 5, 7 for the downbeats. But if you continue, you run into, again, another problem. I know this is high and a little bit ugly here, but this is continuing to go up. We have G on beat 1, B-flat on beat 2, D on beat 3, and F on beat 4. So again, the big problem is right at the beginning where we're landing on the 2 and the 4 within the chord F7. So that's a sound that really implies G minor, not F7. So introducing the dominant bebop scale. The extra note is right between the flat 7 and the root. So we add in a major 7 here also. And that way you get one extra note, which allows you to go 1, 3, 5, flat 7, and then land on 1 on the next measure. So if you extend the bebop scale, again, up more than one measure, every single time it's going to have this form, always hitting 1, 3, 5, flat 7. And that's really what makes it attractive to use as an improviser. It's also a really, really nice sound.